You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It's a pretty nice day here in Gwinnett County, 69 degrees going up to a high of 73 with some chance of rain tonight. Not today, but this evening. So you got to go out this evening. Just know you're going to have some rain. So glad to be here with you this morning. I got to tell you guys, yesterday I missed you because I had just came back from Sedona. I was so excited. I was talking about what was going on and I forgot to hit the record button. I thought like, oh my God, that is nuts. I can't believe I did that. I gave this whole speech about how great Sedona was and how much fun I had, and I missed the whole thing. So if you missed it, because I kind of botched that up, go back and listen to the episode. It was recorded. It was recorded in the podcast episode. It was not recorded in the live stream because I didn't go live. And then when I did decide to go live, all my systems were messing up because I added a new microphone and then the microphone was messing up. I was like, oh my God, what is going on right now? So that whole thing was pretty crazy yesterday, but I'm here today. So I'm glad to be with you today. Today is Tuesday, May the 11th, and we're going to go ahead and get on with our show. It's also Talk Business Tuesday. So I'll be talking about, bit more about podcasting, guesting, why you should be a guest. Last Thursday, I interviewed Mark Dill, who is the founder of Podcast Guest Academy. He talked to you about, why you should have a podcast, why you should be a podcast guest, and how to be a great guest. I'm going to go a little bit in depth in our Talk Business Tuesday segment to talk about, some of the advantages of being a guest on podcasts and all the great things that could come from that. So just stick around for that. If you can't listen to the whole show, put your microphone on mute and make sure to tune in right about the 10:30 mark because I'll be talking business around that time. But in the meantime, let's get on with our show. Today is National Eat What You Want Day. Isn't that like every day? Like most people just eat what they want anyway. It's also National Twilight Zone Day. So if you like the Twilight Zone, I've never liked the Twilight Zone, which is so crazy. And I don't know if you guys know this, but every New Year's, I think it is, they do like a Twilight Zone marathon. I've never liked that show. And I like sci-fi, but for some reason, the Twilight Zone never really interested me. So I wasn't a big Twilight Zone fan. But if you like the Twilight Zone, go ahead, do your thing, eat what you want. Listen, that's what your horoscope is saying. That's not what that's what the national holiday is saying. That's not what I'm saying. Me personally, yeah, I'm gonna eat what I want. I am. I be trying to be good, and I've been pretty good. I told y'all yesterday, not you guys, because you missed it, because I kind of botched the whole live streaming thing. But when I was in Sedona, we did some hiking. We did a lot of hiking. We did some hiking up the mountain, down the mountain. So I did a lot of hiking and stuff. I ate very little because I was so tired. And so I had like a lobster roll one night. I had, what did I have the second night? I had like crabs another night. So I had seafood. I did have some bread. I had a burger. And so when I got on the scale on Monday, I didn't lose a pound. And I was like, what the freak is going on with that? I didn't lose a pound. And I was like, and my Fitbit probably was going crazy because I was really the numbers were like off the chain. Like my normal numbers on my Fitbit is around 4,000, to 5,000 steps. That particular weekend, it was 6,000. I almost got to 9,000. I almost got to 10,000. So I was getting it in. That was walking through the airport and going hiking and all that, which I had never done before. Had never been hiking before until I went to Sedona. I thought I was going on a tour in a car. The car took me to the site and then we hiked for the rest of the way. And I got to tell y'all, when I got finished, I was drop dead tired. I'm talking about my daughter and I were so tired. All we could do was, she crashed like as soon as we came from the tour. I had to wake up like, listen, we going to dinner? Are we going to go eat? And so we went to dinner. But when I tell you that was an amazing trip, it was an amazing trip. And so if you ever have a chance to go to Sedona, please do. It was just it felt magical. And I'm just kind of repeating myself. I know you guys who were listening to the show yesterday heard it on the podcast side, but my video people didn't hear it. It was such a magical event because it was so beautiful and it was so surreal and the mountains were so vast. And I was like, oh my, I felt like I was on another planet. Like I can imagine that's what Mars may look like. It was all red. and it was all mountains. It was beautiful, and we had a great time. And so I'm so excited and so happy that I got the chance to spend that time with my daughter in Sedona. It was just great. So yeah, so that I just wanted to kind of recap that because I know you guys missed it yesterday. But if you get a chance to go to Sedona, and let me tell y'all this real quick, and then I'm gonna get on with the horoscope. It was so funny. There's no commercial airline inside of Sedona. So we had to drive from Phoenix to Sedona, which was a 2-hour drive through nothing but pretty much desert. It was desert and cactus everywhere. That's all we pretty much saw. And then we had to drive around these mountains and up these cliffs and all this kind of crazy stuff. And so as we were driving and when we got to our destination, so my daughter and I said, yeah, one trip to Sedona is probably gonna be enough. Like, I've gotten it out of my. It was me that wanted to go. I wanted to go. I saw this movie called Sedona on Netflix, and ever since I saw the movie, I think it was Netflix. It might have been Gaia, but ever since I saw that movie, I wanted to go. And so because I wanted to go, I kept saying I want to go to Sedona. I want to go to Sedona. I want to go to Sedona, and I went. So when we got there, we took this long old drive from Phoenix to Sedona. We were like, yeah, we probably won't come here again. It's probably gonna be a one time, like a one hit wonder kind of thing for us. Well, let me tell y'all this. We went on that tour to the vortexes. We went to these vortexes. So vortexes are supposed to be energy centers that are used to like heal you and help you manifest and all that good stuff. And we went to the vortex. We went to two. We went to Rachel's Knoll was one, and I forgot the name of the other one, but it had like male and female energies and the conversion of both. I forgot the name of that one, but we went to two vortexes. And when we got there, it was so peaceful. I can't even explain to you how it felt. You just had to be there. But once we left, we was like, yeah, we're coming back again. It was hilarious. Like, yep, we're going to come again. So this is probably going to be our annual Mother's Day trip going back to Sedona next year for Mother's Day. So just in case you guys want to join us, let me know and we can all go together. All right, let's go ahead and get on with our horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, May the 11th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Someone you like may be receptive and actively seeking your company. You will back yourself into a corner if you are baited, and your stubbornness will only make matters worse. Changes in your domestic situation will prove to be favorable in the long run. You about to put yourself in a corner. Listen, Aries, you about to back yourself in a corner because you're trying to be stubborn and somebody is trying to bait you, and you being stubborn, you're going to be in a corner. And it's hard to get out of a corner. So here's what you do. Don't back yourself into a corner. Don't be so stubborn. Sometimes you can be really stubborn, and today, not going to do you well. You're going to be in a corner. Taurus, you should be able to get involved in interesting propositions today. Be careful when dealing with loved ones. Don't confide in anyone for the time being. All right, Taurus, keep your business to yourself. I know sometimes we need to talk and confide into people. Not today for you. Keep your business to yourself. Confide on another day. You don't want to say anything that's going to get out. So the best thing to do today is to keep it to yourself. Gemini, you can accomplish a great deal. Lovers will be demanding. You are best to sign your partner up for activities that will be tiring. Hold on, your time will come. Hold on, Gemini, your time is coming. I feel like I'm about to preach a sermon. Listen here, you got to be patient and have faith. Hold on, your time is coming. It's coming. I know that's what we say. We're all looking for that moment when it's coming. I'm looking for my time too. I know we all are. Cancer. Talking to those you trust and respect will help you sort out any problems. Your home may be in an uproar, and you are best to stay out of the line of fire if possible. You may experience setbacks due to additional responsibilities with loved ones. Yeah. Talking to those you respect and trust, this is going to help you out. That's a good thing. It's good. Now you Cancer, you can share, but it's only with those you know, love, and trust and respect. Sometimes you can love and trust people, but not respect them. Yeah, because sometimes people do some grimy stuff. Yeah. Leo, problems with female members of your family may play on your emotions. You may have ignored or neglected your mate lately. Your creative talent will prove to be lucrative if you put it to proper use. Let me tell you something. I got a friend, she's a Leo. And the minute I read the first part of that horoscope, she popped in my mind because I know that there's some people on her side. She's always got some things going on, and they always play on her emotions because she has a good spirit. And and they know she does that, and so they kind of rock on her emotions. So she's the first person that came to mind when that happened. But anyway, put your creative talents to use today. It could be lucrative. It could be lucrative for you, Leo. So think about that. I don't know how creative you are. I always try to be creative. I keep telling you I got to set the room up. I haven't set the room up yet. I haven't. I might have to just do it this weekend. I've been trying to get to it. My schedule is so crazy. Virgo, work on legitimate financial deals that may enable you to bring in some extra cash. Your generous nature could be taken advantage of. Deception and confusion regarding your status in society. Yeah. You're gonna be deceived about your status in society. There's some deception and confusion regarding your status. Do you have a status, Virgo, in society? Are you looking for status in society? Listen, I don't care about status. I'm looking for that green. You know what I mean? In this right now, I'm looking for some Bitcoins, some Doge coins. I don't give a crap about status. Status can't do nothing. Well, I don't know. Maybe it can. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned. All right. Play some music for you.
I've been working overtime like crazy just to show you how I really feel. Haven't had a single day of duty just to show you that my love is real. Do you even care when I say, oh baby? Can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you so my eyes can find me. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? Oh, I hope that someday you will notice every little thing I do for you. I could tell the wind to buy you flowers, 'cause you said your favorite one is blue. Do you even care when I say, oh baby? Can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? I just wanna take another look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me?
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Yeah, Libra. So travel should be on your agenda. Be cautious not to get involved in office chatter that will cause problems for others. It may be best to work on your own. If possible, do your job out of your home today. Yep, don't get into the chatter at work, because somebody's going to go back and say something that you didn't say, and you can't really deny it, so don't even bother. Scorpio, don't spend too much in order to impress others. Your depressed mood has been hard to shake. Try to include friends and relatives in your activities. Listen, Scorpio, I get it. Mother's Day could have been really super duper depressing for me because I didn't have my mother. But here's what I know. When you spend some time with yourself and you do some meditations and you do some journaling and you do some clarity moments, you feel a lot better. And I'm not a therapist by no means of the imagination, but I do know that sometimes you just have to give it over to God and say, you know what? I need to spend some time with myself. I need to get outside, be in nature, spend some time with God so I can clear my mind. And sometimes that's all it really takes. Now, I know that there are some people who they're depressed and they live in depression. I'm telling you, Scorpio, today that you just have a depressed mood and you want to change it, go outside, get into nature. We spent the whole weekend outside. It was amazing. I came back feeling great. I got so many people sending me love because they knew it was my first Mother's Day without my mom, but I wasn't super duper duper sad. I was calm, surprisingly. I was sad, but I wasn't super duper sad because I always think that my mom is always with me anyway. Sagittarius, entertainment should include the whole family or a lot of your friends. You should check out prestigious clubs or groups that you have a cause to believe in. Property investments will pay off. Listen, investments. We're gonna listen. I'm so glad that word came up tomorrow. I'll be doing Wise Women Invest. So on Wednesdays, the second Wednesday of every month, I'm going to be doing a segment after the news called Wise Women Invest. And this is for you to learn how to invest your money. Let your money grow for you while you sleep. So make sure to tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay? All right. But in the meantime, Sagittarius, your property investments, they may be about to pay off and maybe about time to cash in, baby. Yes. Capricorn, socialize with friends, but don't overspend on lavish entertainment. You have so much to offer. Open up and let your thoughts be known. You will be able to get your own way if you use your intellectual charm and know-how. All right, Capricorn, put the charm on today. You want what you want. You got to use your charm and your intellect. Yes, to get what you want today. Sometimes you got to use what you got to get what you want. That's a song. You better think. I'm not going to mess that song up. I'm not going to mess it up. Aquarius, you need to keep the peace and you will have to bend in order to do so. Be honest if you wish to solve the problem. Concentrate on yourself or your work. Be honest, Aquarius, if you wish to solve the problem. Be honest. Don't exaggerate. Don't tell the untruth. Be honest if you want to solve the problem. I know honesty sometimes is a little scary, but let me tell you something. Trying to go back and cover up lies is even worse because now I just get this big and you're trying to figure out what lie I told last. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to help somebody out today. I feel like a pastor. Somebody need to hear that word. I know. I'm going to church. Pisces, my fellow fish. Listen, last but not least, you will be overly sensitive today. You can make new friends who could turn into intimate connections if you join clubs or take creative courses. Chances to express your ideas and beliefs can bring popularity as long as you're not arrogant. Oh, listen here, fish. You're going to make some connections today. You can join some clubs. You can have some intimate friendships, but that is for the single fish. It's not for you married fish, you coupled off fish, you fishes that are in situations, that's not for you. That's for the single fish. The connections with the intimate connections, it's not for you. So don't get excited. I know some of you go, oh my God, it's for me. Nope, not you. Not you in the situations, not you in the marriage, not you in the relationships. Not for you. It's for the single fish. Now for the rest of you, express your ideas. Don't be arrogant about the popularity you're going to get from doing that because, you can get a little ego every now and then. And don't be so daggone sensitive today. I'm going to try not to be. I don't think I'm ever too sensitive. So I'm going to try not to be overly sensitive today. And hopefully you'll do the same. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you the horoscopes as well as some news right before we do Wise Women Invest tomorrow at 10:30. So that segment starts roughly at 10:30. So be sure to tune in, get your horoscope, and then stick around to learn about investing. I got a co-host for that. We're gonna be talking about investing, how to make your money grow for you. Yep, she is a licensed financial advisor, and she's going to be coming on the second Wednesday of each month to talk about investing. So make sure to stick around because you don't want to miss that, especially if you want to know how to invest. All right, now let's get on to some news you can use. Well, there was a meeting, and there was 14 organizations, including the Georgia Department of Chamber of Commerce, who saying, listen, we got a shortage of employees. Like, Ever since they put out the stimulus package, people were saying, I'm not going back to work for $7.25 an hour when I'm making more money through unemployment. Now that because our economy is bouncing back and they don't have enough workers to fulfill the orders. So it's like a catch-22. But here's the thing. Maybe they should increase the minimum wage, and then people get home and get unemployment because they're not really actively looking for a job, because unemployment pays more than going to work and bust your butt for $7.25. That's the problem. So maybe they should take some of the stimulus money and up the minimum wage, and now people can come back to work, help out the employers that are looking for help, and the economy can start to flourish even more than it already is. People are spending money because they got all this extra money from unemployment and all these different programs. However, employers don't have enough employees to fulfill the orders. So that's a problem. So these 14 organizations are saying, listen, we need to cut this off. Listen, they are literally trying to knock you off unemployment right now because you won't go back to work for $7.25 an hour because you're making $300 a week on unemployment. Yeah, so that's a problem. So, here's my thing. I think a lot of people sitting home. I think a lot of people launch businesses. I really do. I think during the pandemic, people had the opportunity to say, you know what? I got this money coming in, because this is what I would have done if I was working a job. I got this money coming in. I had this time on my hand. I'm about to launch this business because right now I don't have to worry about where the money is going to come from while I launch this business. And they've honestly had a whole year and some extra time to do this. So that's what I would have done. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I believe a lot of people did launch businesses. I really do. But right now they're trying to say, you know what? We need people to get back to work, and they want to cut people off unemployment. So they're saying that if you're offered a job and you didn't accept the job, you're going to be cut off anyway, if it was a good job. Now, here's the thing. The key word there is good. And the good for who? That somebody may be saying that wasn't a good job for me. It may have been the best job in the world, but it may not have been a good job for them. So that, that's something that's on the board on the agenda right now. Like, where do we go from here? We have jobs available, but we don't have workers. And we don't have workers because they have unemployment that pays them more. How about you up the minimum wage? That may help a little bit, because $300 a week is not a lot of money. But if you're making $250 and you ain't going to work every day, it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Plus, you ain't got the headache of being stuck in traffic and, dealing with people that get on your nerve. You just sitting home making $300 versus, making $250 a week, been aggravated, so. Speaking of money, Gwinnett County is going to get about $181.85 million from the Coronavirus Recovery Fund that the federal government is issuing out. So that was announced yesterday, and this funding is going to go to help the county continue to help people. Like, we did a lot of good things here in the county with the funding that we previously received, and so now we got $181 million more to work with. So there is a lot of money floating around Gwinnett County. The article in Gwinnett Daily Post does not say exactly how the money is going to be issued or who it's going to be issued to. It's just going to go to our county and to help us continuously to help the families and organizations right now that need support. So there's $181 million that we are receiving, and we're happy for that. We're grateful for that. Gwinnett County District Attorney Patsy Austin Gatson will hold a town hall event this Friday. Your girl is going to be hosting that. Yes. I'll be hosting that town hall this coming Friday at 6 p.m. It will take place at the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center Auditorium in Lawrenceville. It's going to be live streamed as well, and it's going to be in person, so you'll get a chance to come in person. Face masks will be required. Social distancing is in place in the auditorium, and seating is limited. So if you want to come out to that, she's going to be talking about some of the initiatives that she has going on. She's going to share with the residents about things that she want to hear from you. And I'll be moderating that event this coming Friday at 6 p.m. She has a new pretrial intervention that's going on in the diversion program. The conviction integrity unit has been put in place. She's also expanding victim services. Residents can watch it from the comforts of their home, because it's going to be live streamed on Facebook, or you can come out. Seating is limited. You're going to have to wear your mask, right? Social distancing precautions will be in place. I got to tell y'all, I hate wearing the mask, but I wear it Can you imagine being on a plane for nearly 4 hours, that mask on? I had to go to sleep just so I could not notice it on my face. I felt like I was having a claustrophobic a fit right then. But anyway, you can come out this Friday. It's live in person. It's also going to be live streamed. So if you cannot make the live event, you can watch it on Facebook. So you can do that by going to Facebook Live at Gwinnett County DA. Gwinnett County DA. That's going to be this Friday at 6 p.m. And you can also come to the Justice Building over in Lawrenceville. You know, seating is limited. There's no reservations for it, but it is limited. So there's a chance that if you don't get there early enough, you will be turned away because there's no seating. And you have to wear your mask before you enter the building. So just know that. Gwinnett County, listen, I always talk about our county because I love our county. But anyway, they have gotten more recognition. The National Association of Music Merchants has named Gwinnett County as one of the best communities for music education based on the opportunities offered in the Gwinnett public school system. I keep telling y'all, we got some of the best school. We got one of the best school systems in the world, I believe. That's what I believe. And I could be a little biased. And I don't even have kids in school. Well, my nephew's in school. Yeah, it says our students live in a community that truly values and actively shows its support for successful music programs in all schools. David Du Bois, the school district director of fine arts, said in his news release. Yes, and because of that, we have been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as having one of the best music programs around. So, listen, y'all know I love Good Morning Gwinnett. I mean, I love Gwinnett County. I love Good Morning Gwinnett too, but I love Gwinnett County. And I think that that's one of the things that make us so unique, the fact that we have such a great school system and all of the great things that we do here with our students. And so I'm excited about that. All right, so listen, that's all the news I got. I'm about to go to another song. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk business. We're going to talk about podcasting some more. I kind of ended my podcast last week with Mark Deal talking about, his guest academy and how to be a great guest. But today I want to share a little bit more about how this can help you grow your business. I love podcasting. I do it every day. Now I want to share with you how this can help you. All right. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this song and give you more of Talk Business Tuesday.
I can see you looking at me. Yeah, my eyes are open wide. So you want me to set you free? Take a walk with me outside. Tell me everything about you. Yeah. I really wanna know. You can ride with me forever. Yeah, anywhere you wanna go. Night is over the park and a few brave stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I want tonight. I'm so in love, let's go for gold. If we ever was lost before, now we finally found our way. Our love is stronger than anything. We will make our own way. Night is over the park and a few brave stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I want tonight. I'm so in love, let's go for gold. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. But right now, we're going to talk business because today is Talk Business Tuesday. So I'm either talking tech or I'm talking business on Tuesday. Today, I'm talking business. Tomorrow, I'll be talking investments with Carolyn Shoemaker, who's going to come on. She's a certified financial planner. She's going to talk to our women. It's called Wise Women Invest. I know, guys, I didn't leave you out intentionally. However, I'm a woman. Carolyn's a woman. We want to talk to women, but you can listen because it's open to everybody. And she's going to be talking about investing. I'm going to bring on other people as well to talk about investing because I want you to really understand like a lot of the stuff that I'm learning as an investor, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies and understanding the stock market, the ups and the downs, the fluctuations. Like I know you guys probably heard it over the weekend. Elon Musk was talking about Dogecoins, and it took a dive. It took a big dive, and people were like, oh my God, why would he do that? So it's understanding that whole volatility of the markets and how to invest and how to make your money grow. What I will tell you is that I have invested in Dogecoin. My husband told me about it when I think it was 28 cents or 23 cents when I bought it. And over that period of time, I have my portfolio in that particular thing. I think I made about $319, which is about 3 weeks. It's a lot. It's crazy. It's moving quickly. And so I'm excited about that because it did go up. It went from I think 23 cents at the time I bought it. And now I think it's trading around 52 cents. It went all the way up to 70 something cents. And I'm expecting, listen, I wanted to get to $50,000. Listen, I'll be happy at $1,000 a share. Heck, I'll probably be happy at $500 a share. Like Bitcoin right now, to get one share of Bitcoin is like $58,000 or some crazy number. Now, listen, I'm not a financial professional. I'm just telling you what I do. So do your own due diligence and go look at the stocks yourself or listen in tomorrow to Carolyn as she share with you about investing. I don't know if she know about the cryptocurrency, but I do know she know about mutual funds and 529s and how to set that up in retirement funds and annuities and things like that. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. In the meantime, let's get on with our Talk Business Tuesday. So listen, I interviewed Mark Dill last week, and he was the founder of Podcast Guest Academy, and he was telling you how to be a great guest. Now, here's my thing. I want to talk a little bit about why you should be a guest at all. If you are a business owner and you're looking for exposure for your business, I would invite you to become a guest, a podcast guest. And here's why, because one of the things I know for a fact, now I'm being interviewed today at 3:00, right? And I've been on quite a few podcasts. If you go to Good Morning Gwinnett, you'll see some of the ones that I've been on. But anyway, I'm being interviewed today at 3 p.m. by a young lady who has a video podcast like I'm doing right now. And she's going to take that podcast, and once she does it, she's going to edit it, put intros and outros in, and then she's going to share it across all of her platforms. Now, her people may not know me. I may be totally somebody brand new that they've never heard of, don't know my story. And because she has decided to interview me, and I think she's going to do the podcast, I think it's going to be a part of a book. I think it's like a whole bunch of different things that's going on with that whole recording. But she's going to introduce me to her audience, an audience that I don't have access to yet, but I'm a business owner. So now people can hear my story. People that will relate to me can reach out to me. And this has happened several times. They can relate to the story. They can relate to my journey. They'll reach out to me and say, hey, want to do business with you? Hey, how can you help me? Hey, would you like to be on my podcast? So being a guest on other people's podcasts gives you great opportunities to expand your brand. It helps out the podcaster because they're always looking for good guests and good content to serve their audience, because that's what we do. We serve our audience. But for you as a business owner, that's a great opportunity for you to be introduced to new audiences that you may not normally have exposure to. So when you get on somebody's podcast, and they have you as a guest, you want to be a great guest. That's what Mark was trying to tell you. You want to be a great guest. You don't want to keep talking, just talking. Take a breath and listen to and give the podcast host the opportunity to ask you a question or to comment on what you're saying. A good podcast host will not kind of cut you off. Now, some they will cut you right off. And a lot of us probably should, because sometimes you could talk a lot and the podcast host never get a chance to ask your question. And that's what Mark was talking about, being a great podcast guest last week. What I'm saying right now is take that opportunity to put your business in front of other people. The people that I have on my show on Thursdays, when I have them on my show, they get a graphic after the show with them on it that they can go and post on their website. They get a link to the actual episode itself. It's streamed on all of the podcast platforms. In Mark's case, he was a video guest, so it's streamed on my TV network, which is on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, as well as my Alexa skill on Alexa and the mobile apps. So that's a lot of places for people to ingest the content and to see your brand that you had no hand in doing except for showing up to be interviewed. So that's why it's really cool if you're expand your brand and to create more exposure for what you do, is to think about being a guest on other people's podcasts, because now it opens up doors for you. What you want to do is you want to find shows that you feel like complement what you have to do. A lot of times I get on shows, it's because someone has heard me, they've seen me on LinkedIn, I spoke at an event somewhere, and they invite me to be a guest. Other times I pitch myself. And what I'll do is I'll find shows that can relate to who I am, a woman in business. I was a mother when I started, so I was a mompreneur. Like back in the day when I first started my business, I was a mompreneur. That was like such a hot topic. It was like branding is right now. Everything was about mompreneur. But here's the thing. Because people related to that whole mompreneur movement, I was a part of that. My daughter was about, at the time I first started, she was about 5. And then when I got into my serious, what I call my real business, she was about 7 or 8. And so I had that whole mompreneur thing going on. And not only that, there was these 2 women who wrote a book called Mompreneur, and I interviewed them on my radio show. And because I interviewed them on my radio show, they got a chance to be on the John Walsh show on national television. And guess what they did? They told John Walsh producer to call me. And I was on the John Walsh show holding up my doll that I had invented and my book. So I was sitting up there like this. The doll was in one hand, the book was in the other hand. But what did that do for me? They gave me national exposure. And so that's exposure I couldn't have paid for at the time, because I was a solo, I was an entrepreneur kind of just starting out. And so to be on national TV from Maine to Florida, that was amazing. And I know I was on Maine to Florida because I got people say, girl, I saw you on TV. So you want to make sure that you create good collaborations, find good podcasts that fit you. Listen to the person that's doing the podcast. And I'll give you a prime example. There was a woman who invited me to be on her podcast. Her podcast was with people with disabilities. Now, I don't know why she invited me to be on the podcast. So she did a pre-interview with me, and she said to me, my podcast is for people with disabilities. She was suffering from something like, I don't know, was it fibromyalgia or something? And I was like, yeah, I don't have a disability. Like, I don't have any of that stuff. And so, but she wanted to do the interview, but my story could not resonate with her audience, because her audience were people who suffer from chronic disabilities. So that, even though I wanted the exposure, I had nothing to really add value to her listeners and her audience, because I didn't suffer. I didn't overcome anything. Now, had she said anything about weight, like, yes, raise my hand. Yep. I could talk about that all day and twice on Sundays. If she said anything about business and entrepreneurship, yes, I would have been able to talk about that. But she was talking about chronic illnesses and how you survive. And I was like, I can't really add value to your audience, because I don't have a chronic illness. I don't have a disability. So there's nothing I can do for you. So I say that to say to you, if you're thinking about pitching yourself as a guest, listen to the person that you're pitching to, listen to their podcast, because you want to make sure that what you say to them in your pitch relates to their audience, because it may not. And even though they may have a huge following and all that good stuff, if it's the wrong group of people, it's kind of like a waste of time for you to even get on the show. And it's a waste of time for them to have you on the show. Right? So make sure you listen to the show. Also, make sure that you send them a headshot. Podcasting, when they put your headshot up, it needs to be at least a 400 by 400, because when they go to put your picture inside of the podcast player, it starts at 400 by 400. So all the artwork that you see on the Good Morning Gwinnett show on the podcast side, that picture right there, that little square picture, is a 400 by 400. Make sure you send a good bio. Make sure your bio does not have the picture embedded in it, because they don't have time to take the picture out and try to save it as send a JPEG, send a PNG, right? And then send your bio in a Word document. Don't send a PDF because they may need to edit something. Now they got to go back and try to convert the PDF to a Word document. Don't do that. That's a headache. Send a Word document. Send your picture as a separate file, as a JPEG or a PNG. Make sure you have a website. Oh God. So I interviewed somebody. I tried to interview somebody a few weeks ago. She didn't have a website. That was the first thing. I'm like, okay, so where's her website? Well, the website was under construction. I normally don't like to interview people who don't have a website because I like to go to their website and look at what they've done, look at what they say. I watch their videos. But what happened was, and this was my fault, I got up the morning of the interview and I normally do my cards. I have my note cards that I do like the morning of the interview. This is my little, this is what I do. And I didn't look at her show. I didn't look at her information the day before. So I got up that morning and I put everything together. I think I was running late. And when I realized it was too late, she was going to be on the show. She calls into the show because at that time she was calling in. She's like, I'm calling in, but I'm only going to be able to talk for 3 minutes. And I'm like, 3 minutes? She's like, I'm in the UK. And she was on some kind of phone system and she was going to call in and she was going to have a very short interview. Well, she wound up talking for about 6 minutes and the interview cut off. That was a waste of space because that could have been somebody else in that space that I could have had a great conversation with. So even though she probably was very nice and I did like what she said in the beginning, I can't book her again because she doesn't have the right phone system. Like she started out talking about things we wanted to know about. Like she said she had a near-death experience, and I'm thinking this is going to be great, but I can only talk to you for 6 minutes, which was crazy. So just make sure that your telephone system is good, your Zoom is working properly, your internet is strong. You want to make sure all these things are in place because here's the thing. You may not get a second opportunity. You may not. And I'll give you a prime example, and I'm grateful. Last week, I was in a meeting, and the meeting ran over. I was supposed to be interviewed. The interview that I'm doing today, I was supposed to be interviewed last Monday. She called me. I was about 27 minutes late. I was flustered. I was hot. Because I'm doing video so often now, I got makeup on. I look crazy. I was hungry. And I was like, I could do it. I just need to be at my best when I do it. And she's like, no, let's just not do it. Let's not do it because I need you to be at your best. And I was like, I apologize profusely because I had only missed one interview in my entire business life. So she was the second one. And I was like, oh my God. And I felt really bad, but she was really cool and she rescheduled me. You may not get a second chance. Like the first interview I missed and I did not do it. And I was 15 minutes late. She didn't care. She never asked me to be on her show again. Even though I reached out and I apologized profusely, she didn't care. And I was like, wow. Now me personally, I would give a person a second chance. I'm kind of like the lady that's interviewing me today. I will, because I know as business owners, things happen sometimes that we just can't control. I was in a really good meeting that I could not get out of, and I could not tell her because it ran over and I lost track of time. Sometimes those things happen. And so you want to make sure, if you can, let the interviewer know, the podcast host know, I can't get there in time. That way but if you can do it in time, I wasn't even aware of the time. So when you become a guest, that link follows you. You want to be a great guest. You want to have all your documentation, your website, your bio, your pictures. You want to make sure you got great internet service. You want to make sure that if you're going to call them through the phone, we can hear you clearly. You want to make sure that you have a good picture. Don't send a picture with your butt out, things like that. You want to have a great picture. And also know that once this interview is done, that link goes around the world. Chris Hood, who's doing the updating my website with SEO and all that good stuff and cleaning up my site, he said, well, one of the great things you've done is that you have a tremendous amount of backlinks, right? Good links. And that's because I always put my domain name in everything I do. So when I put my interviews out, the domain name is on YouTube because my show is syndicated to YouTube. It's on the Noise TV network because it's syndicated to Noise TV network. It's on Spreaker because that's my hosting platform. So I have all these backlinks coming in to my website that's pointing directly to goodmorninggwinnett.com. That's what happened for you. When you become a guest on somebody's podcast, if they're like me and they're on all of the podcasting platforms, if they put your bio in their description and they put a link to your website, all of those backlinks come back to you, which is good for your SEO. So you want to be a guest, and you want to make sure if you're going to be a guest, you're going to do things properly, right? So I hope this was helpful. It's Talk Business Tuesday. I'll be back again next Tuesday for another helpful tip to help you grow your business. I'm going to go to a song, so stay tuned. I'll be back after this song to give you my inspirational word for the day. Stay tuned.
I've been feeling emotional, thinking about you, babe. What can we focus on? What we should do? Tell me the truth, 'cause I don't wanna see you with somebody else. And I've been feeling lonely in this king-size bed. I'm trying not to worry about the things you say. I ain't got the time, you're always on my mind. Baby, why you playing with my love? I'm trying to be patient with you now. I'll never be sober. You don't pull me closer. Look me in my eyes and tell me how. I'm hypnotized. I'm hypnotized. I'm feeling delusional. Thinking about us, babe. Your body's so beautiful. All I want is your love. Can't get enough, 'cause I don't wanna see you with somebody else. And I've been feeling lonely in this king-size bed. I'm trying not to worry about the things you say. I ain't got the time, you're always on my mind. Baby, why you playing with my love? I'm trying to be patient with you now. I'll never be sober. You don't pull me closer. Look me in my eyes and tell me how. I'm hypnotized. I'm hypnotized. Baby, why you playing with my love? Trying to be patient with you now. I'll never be sober. You don't pull me closer. Look me in my eyes and tell me how. I'm hypnotized. I'm hypnotized.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration. And here it goes. You can be rooted in faith, but not in fear. Let me say that again. You can be rooted in faith, but not in fear. Do not plant your roots in fear. Do not. Because when you do that, you only hold yourself back. I'm rooted in faith. But yes, we all have fear sometimes. But you know what? Once you realize that you're rooted in fear, dig the roots up, plant your good roots in some better soil, and root them in faith. You know what I mean? I came across that saying, and I was watching something, and I was like, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt because that's so hot. So I did. So you can get that t-shirt at goodmorninggwinnett.com. But I realized a lot of times we're rooted in fear. And we say we have faith, but do we really have faith? Because if we really have faith, we'll step out. Matter of fact, we'll jump out. But a lot of times we can't jump out because the fear has us rooted right where we are. So don't be rooted in fear. Be rooted in faith and step out on faith and plant your roots on some better soil. Even if you have been rooted in fear, unroot them. You know how you take a plant, you got to plant, you take the plant out the ground, out the pot, you plant it in good soil so it can grow. Unroot yourself out of the fear, plant yourself in some good soil so you can grow and become the person that you really want to be. Thank you so much for being here with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 49 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you to the life of that. Be on the show at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Gwinnett on Facebook, on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, if you have an Alexa in your house, go to Alexa, say, Alexa, open Good Morning Gwinnett, and it's going to play the latest episode for you there. And also, if you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, give them 5 stars. I love you to life for that. And if you want to support the show, go to goodgwinnett.com to support the show. Download the app from the App Store. Whether you got an Apple phone or Android phone, we got an app for that. So go to your App Store, download the Good Morning Gwinnett app, and we'll appreciate you and love you life for that. I'll be back again tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll be talking investments with Carolyn Shoemate. So you want to stick around for that. If you want to learn about investing, how to make your money work for you while you sleep and while you're at work on the job, make sure to tune in. Thank you again for listening. Remember to stay safe out there. Tell your family and friends you love them. And until next time, y'all, make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.